Good evening, everyone. Trying to get back to a nighttime stream. Sorry, this channel has been going through some weird stuff lately, trying to find a format. Doing some shorter videos. I've done a couple. I did a couple short videos and then a couple random updates today, so it might feel like a lot. I'm sorry. I apologize. There won't be a day like this where there'll be this many videos, but this was my planned evening night one, was to talk about Tana Manju or Mangu or Mongo or whatever her name is, and also to go through Tana Turns 21, the new YouTube series on MTV. Now, Tana is not mainstream enough to get her own TV show on MTV, so she's a little... she's kind of a reject because she's only getting a series on MTV YouTube. It's not even like if you go to the MTV website, you can't even find the show on their channel. Manjo, okay, so there you go. So Tana Turns 21. It's supposed to be this like redemption show, right? So last year she had this massively horrible TanaCon where she decided that she was going to host an alternative to VidCon because she went on a rant last year and decided that VidCon did her wrong. And so through her inept planning and her 2 months, she threw together a haphazard event that oversold tickets. It had a room with a capacity of 1,000 people. They sold 4,000 tickets. People stood outside for hours, got sunburned. There was allegations of inappropriate things that happened to people, theft, scams. The guy that supposedly put this together was a scammer, was 20 years old. Tana trusted him. And so there was like this whole idea that she wasn't going to come back. She was somehow, her career was canceled. And this series now is supposed to be her redemption, her back into the mainstream. I can't believe anyone would actually be interested in seeing anything that I have to do with this world. So this is where we're at. We're 2 episodes in, and this is the funny thing. The shows are supposed to go live on YouTube on Mondays, and these actually went a day late. So even in Tana's own world of YouTube, she can't get shit done on time. It went up today, and the episode was actually kind of like gives a sneak peek into how backwards and how fake this relationship is with Jake Paul. Now, this whole thing with Jake Paul has been ongoing for a couple months now. She had this other boyfriend that cheated on her, and she did this like big breakup video where she was like crying and she said her boyfriend cheated on her, and it was just like this horrible thing. And then before that, she was dating Bella Thorne. And she seems to go through relationships faster than you can like blink your eyes. I'm not convinced she's actually straight, you guys. I'm actually convinced she's a lesbian. I know she's dated men and women, but I just get this sense that she's actually like really into girls more than she is into guys. That's just my feeling. I don't decide what someone's sexuality is, but that's like the vibe I get from her. I am a sexually fluid person, so I'm not saying that I know by any means, but I don't get this sense. Like there's something about her vibe where I really don't think she's into guys. And when she's with Jake Paul, I get the sense that it's very fake. It's very staged. They have zero chemistry on camera, absolutely none. And so the episode airs. No, okay, first impressions actually, before we even start the episode, is I was thinking of like how she looks on Instagram and how she looks in the real world. And I was like, okay, like on Instagram, she looks sort of like polished and she looks really pretty. But then like when you see videos of her, she looks kind of like thick or frumpy, or she just has this like, I don't know. she looks super put together, but yet not like, I can't describe it. It's like this masculine femininity. It's very bizarre to me, and it's very, I swear to God, I've never like, she looks very put together, but at the same time, like a tomboy. That's what it is, a tomboy. There you go. So then I started looking at some of the photos of her online because I was like, there's always something very odd about how she positions things. Like she puts her bathing suit, she always pulls up the straps really high. And that's a trick that a lot of us women learn when we're younger, that if you want to if you want to make your stomach appear smaller, you take away from the hips and you pull the sides up so that your stomach looks thinner. I noticed that she does that in nearly all of her photos. And then I found this photo where you can tell that one picture is photoshopped and the other one is not. So you can see that she's a little bit thicker there. Not that it matters to me. I don't care if she's thick or not. Like that's clearly like, that's fine. Like Tana, I don't care if you're thick. Be thick. But she's fooling people, and she's tricking people into thinking that she's a lot thinner, and she's using like Facetune, and she's doing all this stuff, and it just, on the show, you can't hide it. So she doesn't have the same luxury of Facetune or of Photoshop on MTV. So her real physique is actually showing through, which isn't a bad thing, but it's also kind of exposing some of those deceptions that she does. And I'll just show you a couple more photos just so you can understand what I'm talking about when I make these statements. Because it always seems like she's faking something, or there's something that's like, see, that's what she looks like in real life. And then that's the picture she put on Instagram. Like, look at how different that looks. It doesn't even, and then that's where I'm saying like she's pulling up the side because she's trying to distract away from what she perceives as a problem area. Which is fine. Like if you think you have a problem area, that's fine. But I don't know. I live in a world where it's like, if that's what your body is, just freaking own it. Own it. Just be thick, Tana. I'm not scared. So my first impression when I started watching the show, based on the images that she puts out there, was like, wow, she's a lot thicker than I thought she was. Not because I'm fat shaming, but because the images she puts out are so photoshopped. So she's in this, like, this show is so fake. She's a horrible actress. She's very, I don't even know. Everything about this chick is super fake. She's in the kitchen with her friends, and she's talking about how she's going to go on Wild and Out with Nick Cannon. And she's like, they're making cupcakes with her two best friends who she says have been her best friends since like forever. And then Jake Paul shows up, and her friend Ashley is basically like, I know they're like dating, but I've never seen them hang out off camera. And Jake just happens to show up, obviously, when MTV is there filming. And then their whole chemistry is just like, there's nothing. Like, it feels very forced. It feels like they're trying so hard to convince people. And it just, I don't know. There's just something very off about this whole relationship. So, and then I just was like taking random screenshots because I was like, God, these people, their photos are so fake. But not only that, like, there's something just about her whole image that seems fake. Like, almost like she's not even as pretty as she appears, and the amount of makeup that they wear. And it had me sort of thinking, Jessie, one of my moderators, sent me this Facetunes thing that they can use, which is how they can manipulate what they look like. And I was just very off put by like how any amount of makeup can make these people look so much more attractive than they actually are. And this particular girl, I think like in the average world would just be like totally average, like just plain Jane, but with enough caked on makeup, with enough Facetune or Auto-Tune or Photoshop or whatever, she somehow looks like decent. But there's something just very, let me just, hold on a second. Okay. So this is when he walks in, and this is like, we're supposed to believe that they're dating, but they just don't have any relationship and they don't have any chemistry at all. And he's very awkward on camera, and he's very, I don't even know. Jake Paul is like not attractive to me either. It just, I guess it floors me that people are even interested in these human beings. But then Tana, like, she uses her sexuality in a way that she is able to like sell that's her friend Ashley. That's the other girl that keeps showing up. So there's Tana and Jake. They're in the kitchen. They're going to make cupcakes, and then they're talking about how she's going to go on Wild Out. They're kind of talking about their relationship, sort of, kind of. It's a very awkward exchange. Nothing really happens. Then she's like actually getting ready. She's going to Wild and Out. She's like sitting in the green room. She's about to meet the people. And I grabbed this screenshot because I was like, holy crap, look at how her makeup is. It's like yellowish green. And I thought, is this how their makeup looks in real life? Because if you are on like YouTube and you see them doing their makeup and you think it looks really great, like look at how that translates to the real world. Like look at how terrible that looks. It's yellow, it looks almost green. It is so caked on. You can tell that she's got so much contour on there. She's got lip injections, clearly. Fake eyelashes. That if you saw this girl without makeup, you probably wouldn't even recognize her. And Jessie Bear, one of my moderators, had said that the way that they do their makeup on YouTube is terrible in the real world. And I think this is evidence because she literally looks like this greenish yellow. And that's probably from the heavy contour that she's using. So, yeah, she's got fillers, fakeness, everything is fake. And the crazy thing is, she literally just turned 21. And so with all of this makeup on, she looks way older. And she's not even 21 in this photo. She's literally 20 years old. And she's got Botox, she's got lip injections, she's got fillers, she's clearly had a nose job done. It just looks terrible. But this is how they like literally go out on the daily. Yuck. And the cake face, yes, Jessie, the cake face makes you look so old. I mean, look at this. That's literally a screenshot from the show. Like, she looks like a cartoon. And the other thing that I noticed is look at how thick she is. You never see her looking that thick when she's on YouTube or when she's in her Instagram pictures. So if she's trying to make this look like, make her appear more like legit, more honest, that's great. But it's also exposing all of her fakeness. And it's kind of funny in a way. And I don't care that you're thick. It's more just like, don't lie that you're thick, Tana. Like, seriously. If you are a curvy girl like that, there's zero reason for you to be hiding behind filters and hiding behind Photoshop and making your stomach look thinner. I mean, you are a thick girl, and an MTV show is literally like, exposing that. And she would be, I think, a lot, yeah, exactly, Scarlett. I think she would be a lot cuter if she didn't have so much makeup on her face. I mean, there's so much makeup on her face that she literally looks like a cartoon to me. Again, that's just me. So, and then here's another example. So she's at Wild and Out. And again, like, on Instagram, you can see that she looks very thin and trim, but you can see how thick she is there. So to me, this whole thing is just very, like, all the layers of her fakeness have literally, like, are showing on MTV. It's quite interesting. This is Tana Monjo. So She goes on to Wild and Out, and she's going to go back and forth with this chick. I can't remember what her name is. They're going to roast each other. Tana's super like scared about being on Wild and Out because she is afraid of becoming a meme. She's afraid of becoming like a scandal. Everything about her life is a scandal. She's worried about the scandals. And so she's like really docile. She's kind of like timid. She doesn't really timid, or I don't even know. She's just not herself. So I know she's a meme, and she was worried that she was going to be more of a meme by doing something effed up on Wild and Out. And so she's so worried that she's going to become a meme that she literally does nothing. Like she's just sort of a wet blanket on Wild and Out. So like she's learning everything. She's talking to everyone. She's like, everything looks so fake. And then this is her friend Ashley, who's like supposedly her best friend. Okay. So in this photo, like Ashley's makeup is absolutely terrible. She's wearing like this crop top with just like this, no shirt, like her total stomach is like it's totally exposed, and she's wearing pants. And it's like, this is just average, like how Ashley hangs out. She hangs out in like bras or like tube tops. Like that's basically what she looks like. And she's got a ton of makeup on again, where she's got that green face. Okay. So, I was in her photo, I was like, God, she looks really manly. I bet you without makeup, she looks pretty bad. And again, this is that lie that these girls are selling you. Like, it's just, it makes me sad that people actually believe that this is the stuff that's like real, because like on camera, you can tell how fake they are. So, but in this clip, she and her manager are discussing the relationship that she has with Jake Paul. And so her friend Ashley is like asking her manager, like, what do you think about this relationship with Jake Paul? And he's like, I don't know. I mean, this could be like really good for her career, because Jake Paul's like got so much more of a stronger, he's more powerful on YouTube. He's got a bigger fan base. He's got a more powerful fan base. So it's literally, he said it's the best thing for her career at this point. But he also said that Jake is involved in controversy. He has a really bad reputation, and he is just overall not very well respected. And so that could be a bad thing for her. And then Ashley says that she is scared of him. She doesn't like him. She doesn't like his reputation. She doesn't like what she's learned about him. The couple times that she's been around him, she didn't get a good vibe from him. So that's them talking in the green room while she's on Wild and Out. And then they're also talking about how her performance on Wild and Out was just meh. So this is the funny thing. So they're at the end of the show, they're like in the hotel room, and they're talking about the relationship. And Ashley's asking her, and this is another part, I'll talk to you about Ashley later, but they're talking about the relationship with Jake Paul. And she's like, well, what's going on with Jake? Is it like real? What is this? And she's just like, I don't know. We're just sort of like hanging out. We haven't really defined it. And at this point, it had been a couple weeks. And she said, we don't really talk about what it is. We just sort of like hang out and do stuff. I feel like I'm challenging him to be better in his career, and he's challenging me to be better in my career. And Ashley's like, I feel like he's kind of a sociopath. And and freaking Tana goes, I don't know. I feel like I'm more of the sociopath when I'm with him. Like, these are literally the conversations they're having. Like, who's more of the sociopath? And so they're like, then the amazing thing in all of this is she literally admits to her friend that she and Jake have not done the deed. And at this point, they've hung out for like 3 weeks. And she doesn't even know what their relationship is. Yet on YouTube, they were like saying they were boyfriend and girlfriend. They were kissing. They were doing all of those funny bits with the kids. And Ashley's like, what? You haven't even done it? What? So Well, that's an interesting point, Corvin or Coven. Jake's last girlfriend was not as like Jake doesn't look all that interested in touching her, to be honest. And I don't think she's really physically his type. But I think um, what is going on here is they're using each other for clout. And then her friend legit just says Tana's relationship with Jake is more just for clout. Because in the next episode, they are going to talk about her side hoe. Like apparently she's seen someone on the side. And so I'm like, this is so ridiculous. So Jake's last girlfriend was totally fake. He fake married her on YouTube. He was fake involved. The entire relationship was a fake. And now this relationship with Tana is a complete fake, but they keep playing it like it's a fake, like it's real. And it's very clear that he is completely repulsed by her because he doesn't enjoy touching her. In their interactions in the videos, like this is like she's like trying to bring him in close, and he's like, hold on a second. Like this isn't a real relationship. But like that's kind of like their whole like she's very into him and he's very just like, I'm only just here because MTV's cameras are here right now. It's like, ugh, so gross. And people believe this crap. Like people literally believe this crap. And why are we giving this chick a second chance after she literally like screwed over thousands of people out of thousands of dollars of money? Kids got third-degree sunburns from like standing outside. They had nothing for water. When they got in, there was nothing planned. They had this whole TanaCon was a scam. She stole money. Shane did a whole like docu-series about it, and you know, yeah.
You please stop crying.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night. She admits in like her video that she's, you know, it wasn't very well planned. It wasn't put well together. She trusted a 20-year-old to put this whole together. None of this really makes sense to me. Why are people still interested in her? Like, why is there this like obsession with her? Because I know that Ethan on H3, whatever his show is, showed her photoshopped images, and people were like really angry at him for doing that because they thought that she was being fat shamed. But I don't think it's so much that she's being fat shamed. It's just like, dude, you're lying about what you look like. And then you're getting people interested in you based on images that aren't real. So then when you're actually real and you're actually exposed, you're actually kind of boring and you're actually just kind of average. It's, I don't know. I don't get this whole, like, everything about these influencers it's so scammy. It's such a lie. I don't even know how people believe this crap. I don't even know how kids are even interested in this stuff. So next episode, she's going to introduce us to the side hoe, but this show is super boring. I can see why MTV I think MTV might have had this set up as it was originally, I saw commercials for it on TV, but I think it might have been dumped to YouTube based on maybe like initial receptions or something, because she is so boring yeah. I'm not Canadian. I'm from Minnesota. So, that's everything we've got with Tana. I am I don't know why people even watch this chick. There's people that are a lot more interesting, and I don't know, like, did they do all of this like relationship stuff in an effort to like build up momentum for this show? I'm not quite sure what Jake gets out of this, because Tana's following is like really very small compared to Jake's. I mean, Jake has like 19 million and I think Tana has like 5, maybe. I don't even remember. her following on YouTube is not anywhere near what Jake's is. So I'm not quite sure what Jake actually gets out of this relationship. Kind of confusing. So I would say, in general, Tana is super boring. Their relationship is super fake. And I think, again, with these like influencers, like it's kind of concerning to me that someone who is so deceivingly photoshopping herself still has interest. I will take care of him right now. Henry's gone. All right. Other than that, I am sitting here trying to think, like, what do you guys think? I know you guys, some of you have lived through the Tana stuff longer than I have.
Other than that,
some of you might be more interested. Some of you might have more experience with her, but that's a good point, Christina. Maybe it was like he literally thought he was going to get something out of it from MTV. But it's like he doesn't really stand to gain anything from this relationship. Her base is smaller. They're mostly females. And oh, that was another weird thing. Okay, so in her first episode, she's talking about a clothing line that she's going to put together. And her manager is telling her that, like, her fan base used to be 14 to 18-year-olds, but now it's quite a bit older. And so they're discussing, like, what kind of people are going to be watching or buying her clothes. And Tana's like, I see, like, 18-year-old girls buying these clothes. And then she goes, maybe even 23-year-old girls too. Like saying 23-year-old girls like they were old. Like, in the world of demographics, a 23-year-old is still super young. 18 to 24 is like that peak. A 23-year-old is not old. And oh my God, Jake Paul is like 27 or 28. Why do these people have platforms? Why do people watch these people? I don't get it. It makes no sense. Yeah. She's really just sold an image on Instagram. I think that's what it is. I think that she's been able to sell that image on Instagram. But the weird thing is that she's not a beauty person. She's not really, like, I'm not sure what she actually does. I think Jake Paul's time on YouTube is sort of coming to an end. I think he's not as interesting. And I think they are kind of, their time is sort of fading out, even though they have millions of followers. That's true. They might like a good train wreck. 18, yes, 18 is a good time for disposable income. Jake Paul's only 22? Really? I thought he was older than that. Are you serious? Let me see. Oh my God, he is only 22. He looks so much older. Ew. And am I the only person that when I look at Jake Paul, I'm like, you are so average. Like, and why are his like eyebrows? Why is he doing the Vanilla Ice thing with his eyebrows? Daisy Makeup, you're a good person. Like, you're a good question though. So as a 23-year-old, do these people, are they interesting to you? Like, that's what I want to know, because I'm 40. Now, some people that are younger interest me, but these two are so fake to me. I don't get the appeal. I don't understand. I don't know why anyone would like watch them. And isn't Jake like into like super twiggy girls, like really skinny girls, like Playboy model type girls? Which is why the Tana thing makes no sense to me. She's beautiful with a lot of makeup and filters. Really in shape. Yeah, that's what I thought. Tana's just To me, Tana looks like the kind of girl that's like super lazy, that doesn't really work out, just eats whatever she wants. Not that that's a bad thing, but then she wants all of the accolades for being super skinny and like appearing a certain way, but she's like too lazy to do any of those things. So instead, she just uses filters and like angles to get pictures to look a certain way to sell an image. That's kind of my impression of her. Like in Minnesota, she would just be the chick that's like hanging out at, Denny's eating like the biggest meal at the diner, Right, exactly. See, I told you she has to eat like Cheetos, Taco Bell, all that junk constantly. But then she wants to have all of the benefits. Yeah, nuts. Crazy. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm actually having kind of fun hanging out and listening to your guys' your points of view here. I haven't had a stream here where I've chatted with you guys very much. Oh, that's a really good point, Kristen. Kristen said, I just feel bad for her fans that see these Photoshop photos of her, but also eating Taco Bell 4 times a week and think that's what they need to do and how they need to look. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get this sense from her that she's taking like she's like the lazy influencer. I'm just trying to I'm gonna look super skinny, but I'm actually kind of thick, and I don't want people to think I'm thick. I just want people to think I'm skinny, but I'm not. Just own it, girl. Just own it. Like, just own the fat girl inside of you. We've all had one. We're all there. It's all right. Tana, if that's the girl you want to be, go get it. Go get it. Yes, another good point. Like her images with how much makeup is on her face. Like, I can't get this. Like that. That doesn't look good, Tana. Nothing about that looks good. Nothing of this looks good. Her face and her makeup looks terrible. You guys, I have makeup on. But I look normal. Like, this is what I look like. I don't have any fillers on. I don't have Facetune on. This is what I am. Isn't that what you want to be? I don't understand that. What do you mean regular streams? Well, this stream, I'm sort of interacting with you guys. I haven't done a stream where I've interacted with you in a little bit. Yeah, you can see my skin. You can see my wrinkles. Look. My head moves. It's insane. Massively insane, Tana. You're 21 years old and you look like you're freaking 35. How is that possible? And look at this. Look at this face. This is 40, you guys. This is 40 with an HD camera. Look at that. This is what 40 looks like. It's not even that scary. Oh my God, we should do that. Doesn't she use a Facetune thing on live streams, ER? I don't even know what beauty lights are. What are beauty lights? And that's another thing. Like, Tati's 37 and she looks way older than 37. And I'm 40. I have some wrinkles. I mean, a few. Nothing major. It's brighter than the flipping sun. The reason I turn my overhead lights on is because it's so bright in here. If I have it on, that my head looks white right here. I have this like spot. Yeah, I've heard that Tati uses a filter that actually covers up all of her imperfections because I've heard that, thank you, Dion. I've heard that Tati actually has a lot of acne scars from cystic acne and has like the little pock marks from the acne so that she has like really uneven skin, which again is fine, but I've heard that she uses those filters to even things out. Oh, no shadows. I've seen those ring lights actually. You can buy those online. I didn't realize that those were beauty lights. They sell those for like, you can buy those as packages for like filming. Like when I was looking at different lights for YouTube, those circle lights were an option, and I was like, those look weird. To be honest, I don't even really use any like normal lights because the too much lights make me hot, so hot, even with LED lights. Yeah, Tati's makeup is so terrible and her foundation matching is so bad. And like look at how bad her matching is there. Look at how green and yellow that is. I don't understand like in what world you put this makeup on and you're like, "Oh, that looks good. This looks so great." Yes, that is what um that's what Jesse said. Jesse said too much makeup can actually make you look older and it like seeps into your fine lines. Who knew? And then Jesse also said that too much contouring looks weird as F, i.e., this evidenced by this photo in the real world. Like her makeup is so bad. Jessie is an amazing, amazing woman. My my hairstylist Nikki, who is also she's a cosmetologist. She said that she really hates how these beauty influencers do makeup on YouTube. I only wear makeup for YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, because these cameras and the lights really do wash you out. So if you don't have something on your face, you can look really extra pale. So at nighttime, I wear makeup because without the proper lighting, I can look like a ghost. And I'm not, you guys. I'm seriously a very tan person, but even with this lighting, I look pretty pale. They are such scams and they are such scums, everyone. It's redonkulous. These people are crazy. Jesse sent me a app, and she was showing me like how you can. Oh, let me get you the photo. Actually, Jesse, I'm going to use the photo that you made me today as an example of what these people can do. Where's that before and after? So Jessie was having fun today and she took a photo that I took and I shared on Instagram, and then she used the software to edit it just to give an example of how these influencers will how the influencers actually end up like fooling you. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? She lightened the hair. She took the brassy tones out. She darkened my lips. She darkened my skin. She thinned out my nose. She added eyelashes. She smoothed out my face. It's pretty incredible, like what you can do and how you can obviously it's not super intense, but at the same time it's like um was the other one more intense? I can't remember. To me it's intense enough where it's like and then here's another one where she actually played with my makeup to make it look like I can do really amazing makeup. which is another way that they lie to you. They lie that they can do makeup when they really can't. Like, that's all digital imaging. That's crazy. See, you guys, I could be an influencer too. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Makes me wonder how many of these beauty gurus actually put the makeup on that they say they have on. And I wonder what they actually look like in real life. Yeah, lick my brushes, put my finger in my palette. Like, this is so fake. I'm pretty sure half of these people that put makeup on YouTube don't even know what they're doing. Like, Nikki said that, like, the crap that they do is so, like, not even remotely how you would apply makeup. Yeah. Blowing on them, licking them, putting water on them, sticking your fingers in your palettes. Ish. So gross. So, with enough imaging, you too can look like an influencer. I can be an influencer. Look, you guys, look at how good I am at makeup. Look at how good. I mean, you guys, I did the rainbow look. Look at how awesome it is. It was my special look. I'll do a video where I show you how to do it. And then I'll do before and after, and then I'll put this photo up. And then you'll know that I am an influencer. Yeah, the makeup channels are so terrible. Yes, Insanity loves me. Yes, you need to have your essential oils, your vitamins, you need moldy lipstick. You also need to peddle like detox, like laxative teas. Make sure you also get your like gummies. So you got to get your gummy vitamins. You also have to get like your gummy like laxatives. You also need to promote and sell your palettes that are made by Morphe, which is really gross. You also need to make sure that you do a collab. So you got to do a collab with somebody else. So like you can collab with me. I only charge like $5,000 for negative reviews. So I'm actually kind of a steal, you guys. I'm a massive steal. Gummy everything. Yes, gummy everything. Gummy everything and flavored everything and rainbows everything. It's insane. And you guys, we can only wear tube tops or Daisy Dukes, but we have to we have to position everything just so none of our like actual rolls are showing. And we just got to suck everything just in just right. It's so ridiculous. Have you seen some of these people without makeup on? Like Tanya. Tanya looks like basic without makeup on. Tanya literally looks like Tanya that hangs out at the meat raffle. Seriously, she looks like she hangs out at a meat raffle or the VFW and she drinks Bud Light. Like that's how basic Tanya looks. And that's like Tanya or Tana. Tana literally looks like she probably plays bingo or goes gambling and like smokes a pack of cigarettes while she's gambling. And she might be like a little bit more like classy than Tanya, and she drinks Mick Golden Light. A meat raffle? Oh my God. Meat raffles are like at VFWs or Legions, and they literally like are raffles for meat, and you buy like, a raffle ticket and you get meat. It's really weird. They would all be at the meat raffle. Like, seriously. I don't know why they do it. It's like a way to raise money. They have them in small towns. We have them here. I don't ever go to them. I've only ever been to like one meat raffle. She looks basic with me. Yes, meat raffles and fish fries. They go hand in hand. No, like you get like really like a ton of meat. It's crazy. Like they'll have like it's okay, first of all, it's not you don't see this in like the city in Minneapolis. They don't have meat raffles in the city. I'm outside of the city, so we have meat raffles out here. But yeah, they're fun because they okay, so you have the meat raffle, right? So you can get like really big cuts of meat for cheap. That's why people do it because you pay like $1, but you might win like a porterhouse and a rack of ribs that cost $60. So you get $1, you spend $1 and you get $60 of meat for free, you know? So it's kind of like that's why they do it. Um, I saw a live stream from a meat raffle. You know, actually, you know what? The bar that had the meat raffles closed down. I don't even know if we have meat raffles anymore. Yeah, you can get a ton of meat there and you can get it for really cheap. They also will do like a couple like ones where they actually like raffle off money. And so this is so funny. When I was like 25, I got a little bit like, I had like this moment of like craziness and I got involved with this guy who was like super redneck and like really very conservative. And I'm not very conservative if you know me. And one night he decided that he was going to go out with his friends and I was going to go out with some friends and they were like, "Yeah, let's meet up at the meat raffle." And so I go to the meat raffle and I've literally never been to a meat raffle. It's the only time I've ever been to a meat raffle and the only time I won I won the largest prize of $250. And then this is crazy, you guys. Then with that money, I went and bought a bunch of like pull tabs, and then I won on one of the pull tabs $250. Like I literally never play pull tabs. I never gamble. So I come home and I have like all of this money, and then like my boyfriend at the time doesn't come home, and I pass out and I go to sleep and I wake up and there's like 17 missed calls, and it's from a jail. And he's literally in jail because he got arrested. And that was like the end of our relationship. I think we were broken up within a month of that. Like it was such a mess. Such a mess. So I have the best night and he has the worst night. And I have like 10 missed calls from like Carver County Jail when I wake up in the morning. So bad. Um, and then like he finally calls and he's like, "Katie, I'm in jail." I'm like, "Oh, good job, Scott, loser." Um, he was not. He was at like a friend's house, and he drove home drunk, and he was wasted, like wasted. He should never have been driving. Um, thank God they pulled him over, and thank God he didn't hurt anyone. So yeah, that was the end of our relationship. Not because of that. I mean, our relationship was fizzling out before that, but there was a reason we were doing things separately that night. Yeah, Scots are such bad news, except for Scarlett. Seriously, you guys. Such a random story. I have so many random stories, you guys. So many random stories. Scott and I also, this is another funny story. When we finally break up, we're at this like podunk bar called the Saloon in this tiny like country town that he lived in called Waconia. And we're at the bar, and mind you, we had met within 10 days of meeting. We spent 10 days together and then we moved in together. Like, dumbest decision ever. I blame it on like immaturity and complete impulsivity. And within months of like living together, we realized we're a horrible match, but like we're trying to make it work because we don't want people to like realize that we made a mistake. But finally, it gets to a point where he hates me so much he can't even fake it anymore. And we're like literally at a bar, and he's just like, yeah, I just don't even want to be your boyfriend anymore. And I'm like, what? And I don't even know why I wanted to be his girlfriend. He was so mean. He was such a turd. It was just so disgusting. It was so bad. He was so like emotionally like not a nice person. So I like lose my mind, and then we go home and I start pulling things off the wall because I lived in his house that he owned with his ex-wife, and he kept his house like a shrine to his ex-wife. And I was telling him that half of the problem was that, Scott, your whole house looks like your ex-wife still lives here. And she had terrible taste, you guys. Terrible. It literally looked like a grandma lived in that house. Play stupid games, win stupid prize. Yes. He probably is at the meat raffles and bingo raffles on Thursdays. Actually, the last time I spoke to Scott was actually right after I got married to my husband. And Scott was extremely inappropriate and very disgusting. And he sent me a message, an email, and he said, "Thank you for that wonderful dream last night." And I literally was married when he sent that message. And it was so disgusting. And I was like, you are gross. I am a married woman. You don't send that kind of stuff to a married woman. Like implying that he had a good dream about me. And that was like the last time I actually spoke to him. And I told him like never to talk to me again. And then I had to tell my husband, who was like my brand new husband, about it. And then he wanted to go like show Scott his hands. But I told him to just like leave Scott alone. And then I found out from a friend like a couple years later that he was like getting married to this chick, but then he was like their picture of like their wedding announcement, he literally was wasted in the photo. He was like a drunk, you guys. He was a straight drunk. Straight drunk. So if you ever and his name was so basic, you guys. Scott Anderson. Like there's 7,000 Scott Andersons out there. 7,000. You can't even find him on Facebook because there's literally that many Scott Andersons. It's like the most basic name. All right, you guys. I am done with... And he drank Miller Lite, you guys. He so drank Miller Lite. And he smoked cigarettes, and he had a German Shepherd. Oh, God. Yeah, my husband was super mad, and I was, like, disgusted when I got it. I mean, like, who sends that to someone who gets married? I had to literally, like, he would send me those kinds of messages, like, when I started dating my husband, and I was like, you can't send me these messages. He would try to, like, hook up with me, and I'm like, you can't do this. This is disgusting. Finally, after that message, he never contacted me again. Thank the Lord. He smoked Marlboro Lights. And he drank Miller Lite. Like, Todd is totally that... I'm sorry, Todd. Todd's my husband. But Scott is totally that guy that probably is still, like, somehow creeping into girls, like, in, like, DMs. And trying to hook up with them. And he's probably married, but he's probably cheating on them, like cheating on people or like finding a way to like, yeah, he's such a creep. He's so creepy. Was he on a diet or something? No, no diets. He just drank a lot of beer. So I think he just wanted to drink Miller Lite so that he didn't get full. I don't know. Yeah, he was crusty. So crusty. The German Shepherd, her name was Kinder. She was the sweetest dog. Who are you talking to? Who is this Toronto person talking to? Is this a troll? Oh, Tana. She hasn't aged. Very good. I was like, who are you talking about? That makes sense. Yes, Tana has not aged since she's gotten older. Yes. Got it. I'm sorry. Sometimes when I see the comments, I'm like, are they talking about me? Like someone in comments the other day was talking about Tanya, Tati, our favorite person. But all right, you guys, as fun as this has been, I'm super hot and I want to relax. So thanks for hanging out. People that are coming onto the stream late are going to be like, how did you start talking about your ex-boyfriend, Scott? Well, sometimes my streams just completely derail. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful night and I'll see you tomorrow.